So we got another one today, guys. Things every extractor should know. Tech Tip Tuesday. This one's about gasket material. Let's get it. Today we're going to talk a little bit about gaskets and the different types of materials that are most commonly used in our industry. All right, guys, first up, we got the FKM gaskets. What are the pros to FKM? Well, they're easy to seal, very minimal torque needed, fairly inexpensive, and they're always usually in stock no matter where you go, as long as where you go sells gaskets. So what are the cons of FKM? First off, getting anywhere below negative 40 Celsius, these guys have a hard time holding pressure. Another thing is they do not do well against alcohol or even alcohol vapors. It will dissolve the gasket. All right, second option is PTFE. Now this is 100% PTFE, so those gaskets are stiff and white. PTFE Pros. These are way cheaper than FKM. They can handle negative 80 Celsius fairly well. These are already a pretty hard gasket, so they really don't get any harder when it gets colder. Last thing is they are chemically compatible with pretty much every solvent that we use in cannabis processing. Now, PTFE cons. Sizes larger than 6-inch can be a little difficult to actually seal. These guys can be over-torqued and pretty much ruined, so you can actually crush this gasket to the point where it doesn't retain its shape anymore, and basically it's trash after that point. Now, the specific range of torque that seals this gasket can vary, because the one time an operator goes just slightly too much torque on it, it will deform the gasket. Basically, every time from then on, you're going to need to be a little bit tighter than you were the previous run. It'll eventually just lead to you deforming the gasket. Our third option here is this PTFE envelope tri-clamp gasket. Gets you see a little bit of strip of FKM in the center there. The material that's actually touching the steel is PTFE, and actually exposed to the process is PTFE, but there's actually a layer of FKM in between the PTFE there, so you actually have some squish to it. Torquing it down will not crush the PTFE because the PTFE will be sitting on the FKM. This is a great option for people who are kind of used to crushing their PTFE gaskets and want something that can handle being over torqued just a little bit and have a better longevity in doing so. Now, the one thing to keep note of when we're talking about these PTFE envelope gaskets is they are not rated for the same temperature as a full-on PTFE gasket. Because of the FKM here, you're going to have the same issues as if you hit negative 40 or colder, where this is going to have trouble holding pressure. So the last option is tough steel gaskets. These guys have pretty much the same temperature rating as PTFE, also using the same chemical compatibility, basically a blend of PTFE and steel and some weird cool shit, but they made this incredible gasket. The ability to handle being over torqued without damaging the gasket is kind of a nice feature with this guy. This tough steel material is so hard that you can't really crush it, but the same goes with these gaskets, is that any size above 6 inches, it's a little tricky to actually seal. Also, this guy is the most expensive gasket, I would say about sometimes 2 to 4 times the price of an FKM. So guys, let me know in the comments, what gasket material do you guys like to use and why? And with that, make sure you go like and follow Extractor Pros, Extractor Depot, Extractor Depot OKC, and I will see you in the store to talk about more gaskets.
Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo! Jeez, Rick, oh my god!